Hi, I'm Josh from Georgia College. In this video I'll be discussing file choosers and color choosers and their implementations in Java. Enjoy! So what are they? Java provides components that equip your applications with standard dialog boxes for opening files, saving files, and selecting colors. A file chooser, shown on the left, is a specialized dialog box that allows the user to browse for a file and then select it. A color chooser, shown on the right, is a specialized dialog box that allows the user to select a color from a predefined palette of colors. So you may be wondering if there's a point. Imagine you're creating a program that requires a certain file as input. Rather than having your user attempt to type in the name and directory of the file, like in the picture on the left, wouldn't it be nicer if they could just select the file from a list? This method, shown on the right, makes it much simpler for the user. Before I get into file choosers, I want to go ahead and explain color choosers, since there's less to be said and their usage isn't as practical. The JColorChooser class belongs to the Swing package in Java. When creating a color chooser, there is no need to create an instance of the class because the dialog box can actually be shown using a static method. Here I've written out some very basic code to show an example of a color chooser. The color chooser dialog box will return the color the user selects. This color can then be used for any color-related method or function. The first argument in the showDialog method can be either null or a reference to a component to be placed over. The second argument is simply the title you want displayed at the top of your dialog box. And the third argument is the color that you want initially shown to the user. Now when I come up here and run the program, you get the dialog box. The user can then select colors through 3 different means, and when they're done, they can just press OK to return the color. Now we'll move on to file choosers. You can create an instance of the JFileChooser class, which is part of the Swing package in Java, to display a file choose dialog box. The class has several constructors, but I'll only be discussing 2. The first, which takes in no argument, and the second that takes in a string representing the directory to start at. Note that when no argument is specified, the default path in Windows is the My Documents folder. There are 2 types of file choosers. A JFileChooser object can display 2 types of predefined dialog boxes: an open file dialog box, shown on the left, and a save file dialog box, shown on the right. As the names imply, the open file dialog box is used to open a file, and the save file dialog box is used to save a file. The only noticeable differences in the 2 boxes are the titles and the buttons. There are 3 constant return values associated with file choosers. These can be used to determine which action the user took and can then be used to move the program forward. The cancel option value is returned when the user clicks the cancel button. The approve option value is returned when the user clicks the open or save button. And the error option value is returned if an error occurred or if the user dismisses the dialog box with the standard close button, which is the X in the top right corner. In this example, I've created a new file chooser called FileChooser and created an integer called status to hold the return value of the dialog box. Underneath that, I've created 3 test cases, one for each return value. The important one in this instance is the first one, or the one in which a user chooses to open a file. In this instance, I use the FileChooser method getSelectedFile to store the file in memory. Once you store the file that was selected in memory, you can use it in the same way that you would use any other file. In this case, I also use the file's getPath method to store the name and path of the file in memory and then display it to the screen. Now I'll go ahead and run the program to show you what it looks like. And I've created a special folder called test folder that is located right here that contains my testfile.txt. Now when I open it, I get the message, you selected testfile.txt. Well, that wraps up this video. As always, feel free to leave any questions or comments you have in the comments section below, and be sure to subscribe if you'd like to be notified when the next video is posted. Thanks for watching.